So I'm going to give you a video about fading the ball, but it definitely will give you the yardage you're looking for. It's just looking for neutral. It's probably gone 10 to 15 yards further. That guarantees the ball to start left. The ball will tell you everything you need to know. Beautiful. To straighten out your hook and put a bit of fade on it. Oh yes, right out the bootlaces. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. We've got Trev somewhere behind me, I think. There he is, chilling out, tennis ball between his legs again. And welcome to a not so sunny day here at Chesterfield Golf Club. We've had a lot of storms recently over the last week or two. Very wet, very windy, but we've got a little bit of a weather window here for the next 24, 48 hours. So I'm going to give you a video about fading the ball and stopping that hook. Now I'm very aware on the channel that a majority of the videos aren't about fading the ball, they're about stopping slicing, being steep. So to answer one of my subscribers, Graham, can you do a video about trying to stop the hook, about fading the ball? This is the video I'm going to do today. Okay, so I'll get the front camera set up, get you know who out the way, and then we'll get going. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me for another video, and thanks for everyone's support. Absolutely amazing. Last week just broken through the 10,000 subscribers, so absolutely amazing. Feels like a bit of a milestone, don't know why, but 10,000's a lot of people, so thank you very much for your support. And I'm just glad that I can be of some help, because as I've probably told you before, it's come from a stressful place. When I was playing on tour, all right, I won on tour and I won on Challenge Tour, but 90% of it was stress, because the base of it, I didn't know where that ball was going to go and I didn't have any control over it. And obviously if you're playing in a very stressful and financially stressful environment like that, albeit it had a lot of rewards, very, very stressful. And obviously playing golf courses that are pretty tight and tough, even more stressful. And it doesn't matter what level you are. If you're playing the club championship, you're playing your medal, playing with your friends, or Rory McIlroy playing the Masters, it is stressful. So on that theme, if you're suffering from a hook, so Graham, thank you very much for sending in your message. If you're suffering from a hook and a bit of overactive right to left spin on it, obviously if you're right-handed, this is going to be a good one for you, because I'm going to give you two ways to straighten out your hook and put a bit of fade on it. First one is the kind of a little bit what I call a cheat fade. A cheat fade is to get you through that shot, get you through that round pretty quickly, to get some left to right to stop that hook. And the second part of it is going to be a bit more of a power fade. That's going to put a bit of pressure and a bit of speed, and to hit a left to right shot with a bit of power. Okay, so let's get on to the first one, and there are characteristics between the two, that's for certain. Okay, so club face at the target. This is the first one, by the way, for option one. And then everything's going to set up a little bit left of that. Club face is aiming at the target or where you want it to finish, and everything's a little bit left. On the backswing, we're going to swing to the line of our body and feet. So where the hands look like they're going out, they are going outside compared to where the target is. They're going parallel to my feet and body line and shoulders. It's probably a little bit exaggerated, but you can see the secret to this is to keep the width. You don't want these hands going inside. A lot of people who hook get a little bit too stuck in inside, and they have to be active there. So width is the key here. Keep it nice and short. And then from here we're going to marry up that backswing. We're going to carry on down that line, and you're going to feel like you're going to cut across it, get your left hand going across your shoe there, and you're going to kind of hold it off. Okay, let me show you. Club face at the target, everything a little left of that is probably exaggerated, by the way, and then we're going to swing up to the top, keep it wide, and then cut across. Beautiful. Lovely little bit of fade on that. Now the downside to doing it this way, it's going to produce a little less power, that is for certain. You're not going to put that pressure and that speed on the club, but what you're going to do, you're going to guarantee, and this is what the backswing and downswing does, it guarantees the path, it guarantees the ball to start left. The path, which is your hand path, you can see how wide it is coming down and across, that guarantees the ball to start left. And the club face, keeping the club face open to that path, puts the spin on it. Gets it back to where you want it to finish. Okay, let's start it again. So remember, club face at the target, feet left. You can put the ball a little bit further off the left foot if you like. You don't want it off the back foot because you'll get it a little earlier. You want it later. Later means the arc's going to be swinging on the inside. Okay, set up. Imagine you've got a big oak tree ahead of us. Club face where you want it to finish, aim left where you want it to start. So keep the width, swing it on the parallel line to the feet. Okay, it didn't start as left, it definitely faded. Didn't start as left as the first one, so I might have got a little bit more inside on that one. Remember, keep the width on the back swing, keep the width on the down swing, and the ball should start left. And if you've got the club face open to that path, the ball should fade just like it's done. Remember, you won't produce the power. The second half of this video will produce the power fade. If you're used to being inside and stuck, it's going to be difficult for you to kind of keep this width, but it's going to feel a bit shorter probably. Keep it nice and short, keep it out in front of you. You can do a few practice swings. You're going to really feel like you're just cutting across it basically. Remember, the path is the big thing. You've got to get the path right. You've got to get the ball starting left, and then you can get it back. So obviously you don't want to hit a block fade, do you? Keep it wide. Look how far out in front of you it is. Completely opposite to someone who wants to draw it. They want to be stuck in here, a bit more Rory swing. Because you're used to being inside here, the effect of that is you're going to have to wrap your hands over to square that club face up. All of a sudden, if you're now starting to get a bit more width in your downswing, it's easy then to layer that width with a little bit more active hands again. So you're going to see the ball not come back and fade. So you might have to put the secondary, I call it. It's just to hold that right wrist angle, hold that club open. Width at the top, then you've got it layered in on the way down. Keep it really wide on the way down. Okay, I thinned it, but I definitely faded it. So like anything new, it's going to feel a bit weird to start with, and especially the backswing. So someone who hooks it gets a bit deep sometimes, especially left arm across, right elbow deep behind their body. So the secret to this is to get it really out in front of you. But that gives you the ability now on the green light to get your hands and elbow in front of you, get your club out in front of you, and that gives you the chance to cut across the ball with that open club face. Ball off the left stance a little bit more, make sure the club is open. Right, okay, parallel to my feet and body line. Oh, I keep thinning them today, but there's a definite fade on it. Okay, so that's what I call a cheat fade, and I would carry on doing that, especially short term. And I'm going to give you a little bit more of a power fade scenario right now. How to hit a power fade, that was just a bit more of a cut across, probably a lot more arm swing in that. This is going to be a little bit more of a mixture of arms, body, and a bit more compression down there. So putting that compression on, so just hitting that shot there, it's probably gone 10 to 15 yards further than the previous shots, albeit those last shots are a bit thin, but it definitely will give you the yardage you're looking for. The power fade is difficult because you're introducing more ingredients to the recipe here. So if you want to just get through that shot, get through that round, take that hook off it, start it left round a tree, I would just do option one. Okay, let's get on to option two. Okay, so we're going to aim left a little bit. Now we're going to still keep the width. It's really important, but what we're not going to do is just bring our hands down in front of us, just a simple motion like that. You're still going to have your hand plane being outside, but what we're going to introduce is a little bit more shallowness. So we're going to introduce some compression and some squat. So you can see I'm just squatting down with my leg here. That levels out my pelvis to really now introduce that pivot. So we're going to do a pivot on the way through. We're not just going to pull our hands across us. So you can see the line there up the yellow ball. Because of the shallow and the squat, that levels everything off, like I've said in previous videos. Now we're going to get a right shoulder onto that ball line as quick as possible. If you wanted to hook it, for instance, what you need a spine angle and a spine tilt that's got a little bit reverse C, as you can see there, is exaggerated. If you want to fade it and compress it, you want your shoulder, and you can see the difference there, how straight it is from my shoulder to my knee. Again, it's exaggerated, but that's the feel. Okay, square with the face again, a little bit open with the feet and body. Oh yes, you can heard that hopefully. Didn't fade as much, but started absolutely perfect. That yellow flag, I don't know if you can see it, probably not in this weather. remember from previous videos, this little squat move here levels your pelvis out. That gives you the chance to pivot, you see, because if I slide, I'm now stuck. I can't pivot, so I'm just going to flick it. So that's a really important motion and move to do to be able to pivot. If you're struggling to pivot with your top half over your bottom half, look at how much slide you've got. Remember, if you're a slicer, you want that. Okay, let's do it again. Get my shoulder as quick as I can onto that ball line. Oh, that was spot on. A little bit to the right. Just faded it up to the right a little bit. So the path was a little bit out. So I've probably done with a little bit of a hand plane being a bit more out on the downswing. And the ball is my best teacher. Butch Harmon isn't the best teacher in the world. That golf ball is. But you've got to know why and how to fix it. Okay, shallow and squat. Rotate. Oh, that was absolutely spot on. See how far past that goes. That's probably gone 10 to 15 yards further than the previous shot. There are two different ways to fade it. Option number one, make sure your club face is where the target is. Stand open, wide, and you just pull in the hands across your left foot, basically from the top. You can see there a little fade. Option two, same backswing, keeping it wide, but now we're squatting down, a little bit of shallowness, puts the pressure on the shaft, levels my pelvis out, and then allows me to get that shoulder onto that ball line as quick as possible. You can see I'm still holding it off with the angle there with my right wrist, because I'm able to now, because my body is in this position, I can now hold it off. If my body was in this position, I have to now, I can't hold it off. Physics won't allow it, so it's just going to throw the club in front of me. Remember, you slicers need a little bit of that. Okay. That was absolutely top draw for me. So just a word of warning, if you're a slicer of the ball, this video is not for you. Please keep watching, but this video is definitely not for you. You want the opposite to this. Mainly for the elite golfer. I'm not going to say it's every elite golfer, that's for certain. I'm not going to say people with high handicappers can't draw it or overdraw it. So it's just looking for neutral. Obviously you don't want to start hitting an overfade. You don't want to be too wide, too across. So it's just finding that happy medium and finding that neutral path to get that club in there square and neutrals. You might have to feel at the start, if you've got an excess draw or hook, you might have to feel quite a lot at the start, but like I said in the video, the ball will tell you everything you need to know, where it starts and what it does in the air. Just a little recap, where it starts is always path, so hand path, there's obviously club path as well, and what it does in the air is club face. You want the club to be open to that path. Okay, just a little recap there. Okay everyone, so from myself and Trev, from a very gloomy middle range here at Chesfield, but I'll take it. We've only got a week up to Christmas now, and if that gives you the chance to get out and play some golf over the Christmas period, I wish you well and good golfing. Okay everyone, so from myself and Trev, we thank you very much for everyone's support, everyone who watches, likes, subscribes, who's joined the channel in terms of the Academy membership through the YouTube scheme. Thank you very much, it is so appreciated. It gets me out, gives me a chance to get out here, make some videos, get 2 videos a week out for you, gives you some early access if you want to become a member. All the details in the description below, I won't wrap it on. Okay everyone, so from myself and Trev, we bid you farewell. Would this be the last one before Christmas? No, it won't be. There'll be one coming out Christmas Eve evening. Okay everyone, so from myself and Trev, we bid you farewell. Trev's very excited now, it's the end of the video. We'll see you then. Cheerio. You good boy. You shaking, Trev? You excited? Let's flip her up. Oh yes, right out the bootlaces.